Hello everybody, Shelly here. I've got part of a face of makeup on, and the reason why is because I really wanted to do something kind of Valentine's Day inspired, and I have not filmed with any of the wine and only collection that came out from Colourpop at the end of December, early January. I think it was like between Christmas and New Year's, maybe somewhere in there. That's my recollection, but you know, us ladies of a certain age, we don't always remember everything we're supposed to. So I didn't pick up the whole collection. I did pick up an eyeliner, a couple Super Shock shadows, a blush, the one and only palette. I also did get some of the Lux Lip Vault too. And I think one of the colors in there is pretty bold, so it might work out really well for this. I don't know, you guys. I just thought it would be kind of fun to try and chit chat and say happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I don't know if we're doing anything. I gotta be honest, the week of Valentine's Day is also the same week as my birthday, and we're supposed to be out of the country, but with the new CDC guidelines, that the rules that you have to get tested before you come in, I don't have that option anymore. Okay, so the first thing, I just opened this out of the package. The first thing in here is a blush, and it is Brute Flute Super Shock Chic. It does say it's pearlized though. I like the packaging. I love it when they do these little colored things. It does have that kind of bouncy Super Shock formula. You know what? I'm just going to use my finger. Let's try tapping this on with my finger first. And it's dark. I do have some of what I have in here. I've got a Too Faced bronzer thing already going on over the top of some e.l.f. BB cream, which I think maybe has a little bit warmer of a tinge than I'm used to. Okay, that's super pretty. You know what I like about the Super Shocks, you guys? If you got dry skin, this Super Shock formula is fantastic for applying to skin that maybe needs a little bit extra moisturizer. That doesn't feel chalky and dry and doesn't cling to dry, patchy places. I just gave myself a facelift by bringing up my blush. Isn't that crazy that you can do that? Oh, the power of makeup. Okay. This is, you know what, this is dark. I'm gonna swatch it on my wrong hand because I've got other swatches on here. Definitely has a glowy, shimmery, almost an eyeshadow kind of look to it, but it's a blush. I hate it when I do like Super Shocks and a palette, because then I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? These two shades are very dark, and I almost feel like you could get away with doing sort of like a one and done. What shades did I get here? These come in a 2-pack and a little bundle. I think you might be able to buy them individually. So I've got Muse, and then I have Wine Down. I want to see what they look like. Super pretty. I was just going to use the palette, but now that I got these, it's like I kind of want to see... I didn't mean to do like a review video of this. I kind of wanted to do a Valentine's Day look, but let's just try these. Oh, that's pretty. Do you guys ever use the Super Shocks just as like a single over the lid shadow and leave it at that? That's one of my favorite uses for these Super Shock singles, is just kind of keep them as a single. You can sometimes buy them in kits with other releases, and you're like, oh hey, I need to, you know, use that as a highlighter, or if you're going to do a halo eye or whatever else. But just as a simple eyeshadow look, that's okay. It's pretty, it's soft. It's, I don't know if you guys can really see. And it looks a little crazy because I don't have, you know, mascara and stuff on. Let's try the other one. This one's darker. I'm gonna do it on the other eye, so I'm gonna look especially crazy. I haven't even swatched this yet. I'm gonna try this over here. I do have a little of the Gerard Cosmetics eye brightener, eyelid primer type stuff on. Oh, that's pretty. I would do either of these. Especially this darker one for date night or something fun and edgy. This with some black eyeliner. Oh, I'm so glad I did this, you guys. I was just going to go into the eyeshadow and just do a look and kind of put these to the side. All right, and I'm not like the master eye swatcher, right? Like that's not my thing, but these are so pretty. This has me excited about doing like single eyeshadows again. We've got like, you know, daytime, fresh, easy, and then we have dark and smoky and sultry and dramatic, and wow, this little oh my gosh, I look like I've been punched in the eye. This little 2-pack is actually really cute. I'm glad I got these, you guys. Okay, let's take this off. Let's play with the palette. There's several of the Colourpop releases I'm skipping. I'm skipping the pastel-y ones. I just don't wear pastel eyeshadows. Animal Crossing and Sims was Mac, right? I'm just not, there's a bunch of new releases I'm skipping. I have a lot of products. I don't need any more. I don't always use a primer. Some shadow formulas I feel like work better than others with primer versus not. The Colourpop, in my experience, doesn't require them. I do feel like sometimes if you want the shades to be more vibrant, it's good. I'm just feeling in liner eye primer kind of mood today. Maybe because I'm procrastinating. Okay, this is the palette. It says wine and only on it. So this goes along with what I've said in previous videos, where when you have the darker plastic background, or even a cardboard background, but it's all one single color, my eye just feels like that's the only color that's in there. It's got like this kind of cool toned, almost like a satin shade. I think it's like suspended glitter maybe. There's no like hard pressed glitters in here. You've got 1, 2, 3 mattes. 3 mattes, some satins, a couple shimmers in here. This one feels almost warm toned compared to the rest of them. The dark matte, which is great for smoking out your eye or lining. You've got a couple of these burgundies in here that seem like they're almost the same shade. Oh, but they're very different. I mean, they're not very, very different, but they're different when you actually swap them. Like this one seems more kind of a cool toned matte, more subtle. This one seems like definitely more of a cranberry shade. The mattes are not ones that are like good transition shades, right? So I'm going to go into this kind of lighter colored satin shade right here. It's sort of a big fluffy brush. And it does get quite a bit of kick up, and it's darker than I thought it was going to be. So we're going to try to sheer this out just a little bit. All right, that color was way darker than I thought it was going to be. Even though I barely touched into it, it gave me a lot of pigment. So apparently I'm doing smoky dark eyes today. Okay, a little goes a long way. If you're looking at the lighter shades in here, I'm going to say a little goes a long way. All right, you guys, I'm dragging a little bit just down below. Going to keep things kind of cohesive. I feel like I've got a little bit less on this side than this side. Maybe I'll try to buff that out just a little bit. I mean, just got a clean brush. I'm just going to try to lift some of that as I blend it in a little bit. If you're not familiar with my channel, hi, I'm Shelly. Would love it if you guys subscribed, hit the like button if you're interested in watching a lady of a certain age kind of play with different products and see, do they work for us? If we're not makeup artists, do we have to have a PhD in cosmetology? Oh my word. In order to be able to use some of this stuff. And for me, I personally don't want to have to spend that much time and effort into learning formulas. I want to just be able to pick them up and have them work. That first shade was way darker than I thought it was going to be. I know you're immediately drawn to the cranberries, and while I kind of like them, I also want to use this shade right here. I think it needs a flat brush though. Oh, it is so pretty. You guys can't see this. I don't even know why I lifted that up here. And a boatload of fallout. Okay. I thought it would be a little bit more silvery, I think. Silvery or maybe gray. But it is a deep, rich shade. And just like most of these kind of satiny type suspended shimmers, you don't really get a ton of the glimmer on the shade itself. Now, I do feel like I've got some sparkles that have traveled down here. I'd dust away some of the fallout. If you guys are bakers, like bake your face, that might have been a good time to apply some of that before you go into this. Or maybe do your face makeup after you do your eyeshadow. Okay, this is crazy. It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna buff this out a little bit. We're just gonna kind of soften all of that up a little. I don't mind the saturation of color, the gradients of it, but obviously I had some harsh lines we gotta deal with. This is not working for me at all right now. All right, you guys, I'm playing with this shadow as a first impression, and I thought it would be fun to kind of do a date night Valentine's Day sort of look. And right now, these are all kinds of dark, patchy craziness. I'm not enjoying this as a first thing, and you guys know I'm not a professional makeup artist. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise here. Not a professional makeup artist. Don't always know what I'm doing. I'm gonna chalk this up to kind of a fail. Like, I could keep going and try to pull it together, but why? It's just makeup. It just washes off. We're gonna do this over again. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I took off the craziness that was the eyeshadow that I put on before. These shades are really, really pigmented. So just beware, beware. I'm gonna take this shimmer right here, which seems strange. I'm gonna take this shimmer right here on a relatively clean finger. We're gonna see what this looks like. Yeah, so all of these colors, they may look lighter in the pan, but they're really, really deep, rich. So if you're looking for an eyeshadow palette that is super saturated and pigmented in these gorgeous like cranberry tones, this is perfectly fine if you need to add it to your collection. If you already have something that has shades like this, then I don't know that I would necessarily rush out and purchase it. Certainly could if you wanted to, if you collect Colourpop. All right, off the bat already, this one right here, this is my favorite shade so far in the palette. No, I've not tried all of them, but I could see using that one as either kind of like your one and done or one of two. It's not so, I mean, it's got a shimmer to it, but it's not showing texture, which I'm a big fan of. Okay, I'm gonna go into the lightest shade in, get rid of that. I'm gonna go into the lightest shade in here, which is also a shimmer, but the lightest shade, oh, so creamy. Oh, wow, yeah, that's pretty. As much as I wanted to try a ton of different shadows in this palette, I'm gonna be honest, there's so many of these shadows that look so similar. I'm just not feeling like I wanna try on every single one of these shades that are so dark. It just in general, this is literally the lightest shade in the palette, and it still has a lot of color. Normally when I look at palettes, I go, oh, I can pair up a shimmer and a matte. And you can, if you're just gonna do two shades. I'm gonna go into this, I need a small brush. I'm gonna go into this deepest, darkest matte in here. I've got kind of a, I've got a little bit more of a firmer brush. We're gonna just maybe kind of deepen up the crease a little bit. I don't know that this is going to end up being a Valentine's Day look, maybe. And if you're lucky enough to be in a state where you can actually go anywhere, if you're in a state and that is open enough to be able to do something on Valentine's Day, let me know what you're doing. Tell me, I want to live vicariously through you guys. So you tell me what you guys are doing. We talked about which states had like indoor dining. It's crazy that that has now become the travel criteria. Is it a place that you can actually have indoor dining at some capacity? So now we're kind of thinking about maybe Idaho. We're gonna go to Idaho for my birthday, for Valentine's Day, but you know what? It's getting out of town, and there's a fantastic Greek restaurant in Post Falls. You guys ever find yourself there? Go to the White House Grill. It's awesome. I think that this eyeshadow is working for me, but I feel like I still need to do some more to it. I'm gonna take this shade right here. The formula is so much better than that Violet Voss. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here where I've got the seam of those two shades together. I think it brings a little bit of lightness. I'm gonna have to go back into some of the other colors to do underneath my eyes, but I actually want to try this. What color is this? What shade is this? This is, I think that's a liquid eyeliner, right? I don't remember if the shade is called Adore You or what. I don't think I've ever had a burgundy colored liquid eyeliner before. This is called Why Not? We're gonna try some liquid eyeliner, you guys. Here, it always makes me nervous. Right. I don't remember Colourpop liquid eyeliner as being particularly tough to use. I think it's more important just to make sure that your cap is on tight so it doesn't dry out. This is really pretty, actually. All right, you know what, you guys? I like using eyeliners that are not like a solid black eyeliner. It's just kind of a softer, especially if you're doing liquid eyeliners. I like a softer kind of look. And then when I do my eyeliner too, if I do much on the top, I try to keep it as close to that lash line as possible because I'm already fighting for real estate, these, you know, mature hooded eyes to begin with. But I really like that color. I need to clean up a little bit, put some mascara on, I'll be right back. A little bit of mascara on. I'm gonna go in with one of these more crazier cranberry colors just under my eyes a little bit. I like the way this looks. It's not crazy. It's not too much. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one's a little bit safer. So I'm just gonna pick it up on a firm angled brush here. And tap that into that lower lash line. Yeah. Darker, smokier. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this shade right here, the lightest shade in the palette. I kind of dusted off my brush a little bit, and we're just gonna keep going with that right in through here. I just want to kind of blend it in there so there's no like harsh start and stop to the shades. All right, you guys, did you pick up anything from this collection? If so, what do you think about it? How does it compare to other Colourpop collections? I didn't get a lip in this collection. I think maybe they were sold out, or maybe there was a couple colors that I didn't really care for. So I actually do have this Lux Lip Party, also from Colourpop. And you've got a clear, a light pink, a nude, a darker nude, and a super dark color. This might be too dark. Let's see here. I think it's too red. I'm gonna go with the shade just slightly less dark than that. This one's called Room Service. Completely appropriate for date night. Where are you guys going? Are you guys doing anything? That's almost too brown. All right, I'm not in love with that color. Too warm of a nude. Let's try this other one. The next one down is called Candy Kiss. Let's see what that one looks like. That is definitely a lip gloss that I would use on a regular basis. That's completely fine, completely appropriate. Doesn't look crazy. Why did I thought that these were, oh, you know what? This little kit, this Luxe kit, they're not all velvets, they're not all glosses. There is a lip oil in here too. Because of that, because I just put the gloss on, I want to go back into this. This one's called It's a Banger. I don't know about that one, but it's supposed to be a velvet. Oh. Not the worst red lip that I've ever tried, but it is not staying on. It clashes with the eyeshadow. I didn't mean to swatch all of these. I'm not going to swatch all of them. We've got that super light pink one. That's not going to work for me right now. Oh, maybe. No. I've got a Colourpop lip liner here. This is in the shade Good and Plenty. I'm just going to use that all over. Colourpop lip pencil in Good and Plenty. I'm going to try this lightest pink. I think it's called Tricky. And it's just a light gloss. Not at all pigmented, but over that lip liner, I think it works with the eyeshadow. That is my completed look with Colourpop's Wine and Only palette, as well as some of the other things from this collection. The lip vault is fine. I think I got it on sale. I would recommend that, especially if you wanted to try some of the different of the Luxe formulas. You get 2 velvets, 2 glosses, and a lip oil. Lip oil is kind of fun. I don't know. They're not the best. They're not the worst. They're definitely ones that I would use, but they didn't go really with this collection. So sorry about that. Love the blush actually. After I cleaned up my makeup a little bit, I touched up a little bit more of them with a brush this time. And I'm just gonna go and put a little bit more in here. I don't mind the sheen that it gives you. If you have super textured, maybe weathered kind of looking skin, I don't know that this is like the right blush to use. But if you keep most of it on the back side, the back 40, as we might have called it growing up. But if you keep it kind of back away from the worst of it, down below the crinkles and kind of away from here, if you're more strategic with it, then the shine isn't bothering me. You know what, for a nice kind of candlelit dinner, maybe, if you can actually pull off something like that, then I would say it's completely fine. The eyeshadow itself, you know, this is the first time that I've ever felt like I actually liked the Super Shock collection more than the eyeshadow palette. Normally I love the palettes, and I think the end result is fine. But I think I'm more excited about the Super Shocks. At the end of the day, you know, the color story is maybe one that's similar to ones we've seen before, but if you have old expired makeup and you wanted something that was very one color note, this is not a bad palette to pick up, especially if you can get it on sale. I think I got excited about the wine theme. and Valentine's Day coming up and holidays and stuff, and thought it would be good. They might have more collection coming out a little closer to the holiday. When I'm filming this, it's actually mid-January, so I'm way ahead of that. I loved my favorite pieces of the pieces of the collection that I got. Love the eyeliner. Love the Super Shock shadows. These are two of my favorites. These two, take it or leave it. If you're going to spend your money and you want to try pieces from this collection, these are probably two that I would go for. I'd recommend those ones. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. I would love to hear your comments down below. Was this a collection that you missed? Did you skip it? Or were you super excited about it? I'm a wine drinker. How could I not? There you go. Not red, not fuchsia. I don't know. There's so many different ways you can interpret Valentine's Day makeup. So, all right, you guys. Hope you guys are doing really well. I'm thinking about you. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the little subscribe button, ring the bell. Be gentle with me that I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a lady of a certain age playing with makeup, giving you guys my very honest feedback because I am not sponsored, affiliated, endorsed. I get nothing in PR. I buy this with my own money, and I'm trying to help you guys decide, is this stuff that you can get multiple looks from that is going to work? Do you have to have, you know, a huge extreme level of skill to be able to pull off a look that you'd leave the house in, that you wouldn't embarrass your family in, that you might even go on a date night, assuming you can date your significant other or somebody else for that matter. All right, you guys, until my next video, bye for now.